Hello and welcome back to yet another episode of MMTV.
We're still going?
Still going.
That's a bummer.
Well, we've still got about half a semester left.
Oh my god, it's so many more episodes.
Well, what did you expect?
You know, get in, get out, minimal work, get paid.
Well, I've got some more bad news for you when we come back on MMTV.
Oh, what is it? Well, I am furious.
Aren't we all?
Someone should do something about that.
Wait, are we still talking about the pay thing?
Yes!
Well, Charlie, we're a high school news show. What did you expect?
More.
You know, if I had $1 for every time I've had that exact exchange.
Have more money than I've ever made from MMTV.
Well, yeah.
Someone should do something about this.
Like what?
I don't know, start paying us?
Well, once again, high school news show.
I think we should go on strike.
We're not going to go on strike.
You won't, maybe. I'm serious about this.
Charlie, you'll learn to accept it.
Well, that's a quitter attitude.
How dare you?
Let me ask you a question, Will.
Alright.
Would our civilization be at all like it is today if it weren't for the Great Southwest Railroad Strike of 1866?
Well, wait, what?
Well, I think, even just think about the coal market. Where would that be without the Great Coal Strike of 1902?
I honestly have no idea.
And what are you going to do when Disney takes
All
over
right,
the world?
I get your point.
The workers of MMTV will not sit by as this continues to happen.
All right, well, while you do that, let's go to Emma Spitz, who asked the people of Monument Mountain where they would like to live when they grow up.
Emma's going to unionize with me.
Is it a union or a strike?
Well, that's a good question, Emma, and one I'm asked constantly. But the answer is always Los Angeles for one reason. Because I want to be there.
I'd rather live here. I don't want to live in a major city. I'd rather live in a small town, you know. Yeah, because it's nice. I don't want to see a lot of people. I like to, keep myself, isolated.
Okay, when I'm older, I want to live in New York City because I've loved it since I was a little kid, and there's so much culture there, and here there's no culture and everyone's just white. No.
I would either live in New York City because it's so busy and I just love that atmosphere, or I would live in the woods because I am a hermit and I want to be the crazy old lady in the woods.
When I'm older, I'd want to live in New York City or in LA because I would like to be in a city where there are a lot of different people, and I'd like to be somewhere where you can meet famous people.
I want to live in California just because I would love to go swimming every day and be able to walk around the streets and see a bunch of famous people.
I want to live in Florida when I'm older because it's warm there and Florida's just chill.
When I am an adult, I want to live in California for a few years, and then after a few years I want to move over around New York City area, but probably
Next, we're going to go to Kaylee Zuko, who interviewed David Flynn.
My name is David Flynn. I'm a sophomore here. Favorite class is Honors Chem. I like the complexity of the work. However, the answers are always specific answers with no, like, you can't argue a chemistry answer like you can in fact in fiction, and I like that. I like the sureness of knowing that my answer is right or wrong. Well, I run track and field, and I do soccer in the fall, and in the winter I just work out. The sports I'm on are really fun because of the spirit that comes with them, and I think there are very few schools that have that in Berkshire County. Maybe PHS, but Monument has a really good fan section. I thought the school was old, run down, scary. I was freaked out my first day of school. Well, actually, I was fine my first day of school. Like, the week coming up to the first day of school was very tough for me. But I think the people are great here because it's such a nice community, small community. I think Monument was a school with a lot more spirit and a lot more excitement when you came to school. And I don't think that it has stayed the same.
Now we've got This Week in Sports from Kaya and Riska.
Rounding out this batch of segments is Diego Smeraldo's review of the movie Almost Famous.
All right, so when does this strike/union start? Also, which is it?
First of all, why can't it be both?
Well, I didn't think of that.
And second, it starts when I say it starts.
Well, it sounds like you don't have enough people yet.
Oh, I have enough people. Just ask the camera operators.
Are you guys Oh, great.
Everybody's a part of the union strike. A bunch of agents laying in the waiting for the right moment to strike.
Waiting for the right moment to strike.
Yeah, pretty clever, right?
It is. Well, if you guys are going to strike, could you do it next week? Because we're already halfway through the show, and it would kind of be weird if you guys just up and left now.
We'll strike whenever we want. And if it happens to be next week, and not this week, then so be it.
Oh, thank God, because we have snippets that we have to do.
Yes, enjoy receiving the news while it lasts, because soon enough you won't be getting it spoon-fed you anymore.
You're really going all out with this.
That's the first step to a successful strike.
Well, what's the second step?
Don't do your job.
Oh, well, that does make sense.
All right, let's get this over with.
Actually, first we have our 1-minute podcast. This week they're talking about who the best candidate for the Democratic Party is, so let's go to that.
Thanks, guys. Joe Biden will win the Democrat Party and the election. He wants to expand Obamacare, doesn't think there should be a wealth tax. He thinks that there should be a carbon emission. People want Joe Biden to win for president in 2016, but his late son Beau was killed and wasn't comfortable running with the death of his son. So I wish him the best, and I hope he wins.
What Gilbert reason is, Gilbert wants Senator Bernie Sanders. He thinks Bernie Sanders is a good Democrat candidate and he could lead the country. His ideas are more for the people. He is for the people, by the people. He wants free college and proposed free health care. He wants to extend Social Security. He also wants to expand pre-K for all. He wants to tax the extreme wealthy. And Gilbert thinks that he'll make a really good difference in this country. I personally think Joe Biden will win the Democratic Party in the election. He wants to take action to undo Trump's damage and reclaim America's values, modernize America's immigration system, welcome immigrants into our communities, reassert America's commitment to asylum seekers and refugees.
All right, thanks for watching. Tell us who you think will win the Democrat race and presidential election. Let us know, and we'll be back next week for more MMTV talks.
Next up, Ariana Rave challenged the teachers to a game called Bounce It. So let's see what that is.
Now we've got this week's athlete interview from Bradley Danny Luck.
I've been playing soccer for like 10 years. 4 years old, and there was a Saturday morning soccer camp, and my mom signed me up, and then from there I fell in love with the game. I would say Luke Hartshorn. inspires me in soccer. About, I would say 3 months ago, I was in gym class, saw him kick the ball hit the wall. Kid kicked it pretty hard. One I've ever had in soccer was probably this year, well, that I can remember at least, was this year against Wacona, and I scored the game-winning goal against Wacona. It was a header. That was probably one of the more special moments that I've had in soccer. I think our team will do pretty well next year. We are only losing like 3 players, and they're all seniors. So we'll have a bunch of seniors next year, and then it will basically be everyone who we played with this year, remote for the most part, except for those few seniors we're losing. So I think that we'll be a pretty strong team because we have all played with each other before and stuff.
Now, Leo Kavanaugh's music review of The Ooze by King Cruel. Sounds ooky spooky.
It's music. I'm your host, Amy Klobuchar, and today we're going to talk about the 2017 album by King Cruel. The Ooze is an album that can be, just described perfectly by its album cover. This thing is like dark blue and pale pink incarnate. It's one of my favorite album covers of the decade for that reason. Also, it just looks pretty nice. But other than that, The Ooze is pretty alright. It's not anything amazing. It's not anything horrible. This album can be described by one word, you hear me? Vibe. If there's one thing that this album does really, really well, it's vibe. But it's also its biggest fault. I've never sat down and listened to this album fully because it's just kinda boring. I'm not saying your whole album has to be energetic thrash metal that makes you want to do obscene things like vote for an independent. But you need to have something to keep it going. It's a show thing called Patient. Don't know if you've heard about it. One of the good things about this album is that I really, really like the aesthetic of it. As I said, it's perfectly embodied by the album cover. I don't think I need to explain. The songs Biscuit Town, Midnight One, and Laloon are all perfect songs, and I love them on their own. They have such tight musicianship and tasty chord progressions. However, the problem comes when you have an hour of those songs. I don't know. It's probably a 6. Closer to a 5, though. I really wanted to like this album.
The AP Spanish class will be going to a dance class and dinner with Senior Bouvier next Wednesday night. If you have any questions about, that, please ask Senior Bouvier for more information.
The boys' basketball season is officially over with the loss of the Cage on Tuesday, so congrats to all of the boys who participated in another great season.
There's a spring sports meeting on Thursday. Find Dorian Hughes if you have any questions about it. But if you have any questions about sports...
Oh, great segue, Charlie.
Thank you. You can listen to old Ardo Labrie during his live sports segment, which is about to happen right now.
Wow.
Let's see what he's got.
The Cincinnati Bengals are planning to put a franchise tag on A.J. Green, which is estimated to be worth $18.5 million. They have until July 15th to finish this deal. Trevor Bauer, Cincinnati Reds pitcher, is telling the batters whom he faces what pitches he is throwing. In NCAA baseball, the 2020 Louisville Slugger Meta BB Core bat is banned. This only applies to the 33 inches 30 ounces. Leon Rose is the new president for the New York Knicks. For the first game for the Knicks, they beat the Houston Rockets. Zion Williamson has gotten 20-plus points in 12 straight games, which is the longest streak for a teenager. Brian Russ had a hat trick to help Pittsburgh Penguins to top the Ottawa Senators in a 7-3 victory to snap their 6-game losing streak. Kyle Busch won the Auto Club 400 back-to-back years. The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup is going on, and Kyle Busch is the defending champ from last year. The U.S. women's team won 2-0 on March 5th against England in the She Believes Cup. They're now facing Spain. Then on March 11th, they'll face Japan. That's all from the sports action from this week. Now we go to Tex, who would be reviewing the classic mobile game Fruit Ninja.
Hello and welcome back to Game Review with your host, Tex Espinoza. Today, we have chosen to play the most wonderful game in all of history, the perfect game created by Half Brick Studio, Fruit Ninja. This is by far one of the most classical, amazing games that anyone has ever played. The game itself has amazing mechanics that flow smooth like butter. Visually, it's super amazing. The creativity on the game is extremely impeccable, and it is very good. You can play solo player, multiplayer, arcade, or Zen modes. For my final analysis, the game itself has great mechanics and it is very visually appetizing. I would give it a 5 out of 5 stars, guaranteed 100%. As a matter of fact, I would even give it a 6 out of 5 stars. That is how much I love this game. Thanks for watching, and make sure you come back next week for more.
Making it up as we go along, we now go to Samantha Goody's makeup review. She's talking about lip balm.
Hello and welcome back to Makeup Reviews with Samantha. So today we are going to be reviewing the Carmex chapstick. This is actually a pretty popular chapstick, but I have never tried it, so I'm very excited to try it today. So this is the flavor Fresh Cherry. And so, first looking at the packaging, I think I like how minimalistic it is, but it smells very good. It smells like fresh cherries, so it looks like it has a little bit of a thicker consistency. So let's try it on. So this is the lip gloss all applied, and as you can see, it's very glossy. So, sorry, this isn't a lip gloss, this is a lip balm. So I'm actually very pleasantly surprised with how this applied. Even though it looked a little thick, it actually came out perfect, and it is so smooth on the lips. So looking at this, I like how it gave some color to my lips more than they were before, and they feel extremely moisturized, and it also gives a little bit of a shine. So if you're looking for like a lip gloss that's also a lip balm that will help moisturize your lips, this is what I would definitely say. The packaging is actually pretty cute. I would 10 out of 10 definitely recommend and approve. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next week.
Now we've got This Week in History from Cameron Lucci Decker.
There is a YATS meeting after school on Monday. Please find Greta Luff if you have any questions or want to assist in the transformation of the school.
The chess tournament is officially over, and the winner is me! Congratulations to everyone who played a great game of chess.
No school Friday. Yay, yay, yay. Wow, wow, wow. So cool. That means Monday will be a Friday schedule. Wow, that is cool. But is it cooler than Max Sheldon's auto review? I honestly don't know. I just don't know.
Do you like Bob Dylan? Well, if you don't, maybe Caitlin Fenley's Celebrity Facts will help you find something to appreciate about him. Roll the clip. Now we've got a new edition of the classic Python update with Maniraj Shahal. Let's see if his segment is up to code.
No.
Hi, this is Python programming with Maniras Chahal. I will be teaching you about random numbers and how a program is able to automatically organize numbers from lowest to highest as well as highest to lowest. The first highlighted part is showing the three variables. The variables are named number 1, number 2, and number 3. The variables are linked to a piece of code that will import random integers, and the code also states that the random number must be between 1 and 1000. For this highlighted part, the code is organized in 6 different parts. The parts are the different combinations to account for every number possible. Some of the code was organized so that if the first number was smaller, then that it would be the first or last, depending on whether or not you would be on the highest to low string or on the lowest to highest string. The same applies to the 2 other numbers. The code will also print out highest to lowest or lowest to highest, depending on how the code is being organized. Here's what the code looks like after being run. Alright, that's going to be all for this week. Make sure you tune in next week for more Python programming.
Up next is Kate Goebel's This Week in Science.
Spartan Ninja is coming. Signups will begin at the end of this week. Talk to myself or Sarah Rawson for more information.
So I know you've seen the slips of paper in the hallway, so who is the next Mr. Monument? Stay tuned for more. Or if you have any questions in the meantime, ask a member of the senior class, like myself.
The quiz team meet on Wednesday night at the middle school. Ask Mr. Fisher for more info if you want it. Starting to close the show out, we've got Aaliyah Vargas' teacher interview. What teacher did she choose to talk with? Let's find out.
You're filming me now, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is my 21st year, I think, in my MMI. 1999. So I was working at Berkshire Community College. I was in charge of the International Student Program. I was there for 6 years, and I missed teaching. So I was an administrator there, so I left administration to come back to teach. I'm actually a certified social studies teacher as well, so I started out teaching Spanish and social studies. For 2 years I lived in Montevideo, Uruguay, and I only taught social studies. I taught psychology, I taught international relations, geography, U.S. history, world history, but they didn't need Spanish teachers in Uruguay. So now back in the United States, there's more of a demand for Spanish teachers. I think I speak English pretty well. Spanish I'm pretty good at. I am using Duolingo to try to learn to speak Portuguese and also to try and learn Catalan. I'm much further along in my Portuguese than my Catalan. Does it have to be in school? As a language teacher, my favorite part of the day is when I start the class and I ask people what's going on in their worlds, and we talk about either sports teams or if everybody's really mad at a particular situation at the school, like having to hike up the hill, or the food in the cafeteria, or talk about, if on a really good day they talk about politics without my kind of pushing them, and I can step back and watch them do their thing in Spanish. You're going to include the long pause in this answer, huh? I've been watching TV lately. Like, I really like a television show that's called Casa de Papel, which is outstanding. It's not a movie. I like a movie called Volver with Penelope Cruz. I like El Laberinto de Pan, del Fauno, so Pan's Labyrinth. Let's see, I know there's more. I'm trying to think what Yeah, let's go with those two. I mean, the TV show in particular, I don't know if you know, do you know Casa de Papel? Money Heist in English is on Netflix.
Next up is Caden Giderakis' new segment in which he challenged a bunch of students to the Circle Challenge, whatever that is.
Now we go to Lily Harrison, who chose to draw a portrait of Kaya and Riska this week. So let's see how it turned out.
Hi, my name is Lily, and I do weekly drawings of the students in MMTV. This week I will be drawing Kaya and Riska, and this is the reference photo that I will be using.
Oh, hi. Do you like food? Because Prem Mahita does. He cooks it every week, including this week. Let's see how he made homemade mayonnaise right now.
Hello and welcome back to Prem's Quick Recipes. Today on this segment, I'll be making homemade mayonnaise. The ingredients we're going to be using today is 1 egg, 1 1/4 cup of olive oil, no extra virgin olive oil, 1/2 teaspoon of ground mustard seed, salt that you can pinch in, and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. The first step is going to be to put all your ingredients in a food blender except for only 1/4 of the olive oil. You're going to mix until it turns into a light yellow pale color. Now that it's a light pale color, you can start to add in the olive oil, all of it slowly at a slow speed for about 60 seconds. It should be very slow so that the mixture can emulsify. Now that it's a light pale color, you can start to add in the olive oil, all of it slowly at a slow speed for about 60 seconds. It should be very slow so that the mixture can emulsify. Now that your mayonnaise is done, you can put into a bowl or jar and put in the refrigerator so you can use it later. Thanks for watching this segment and stay tuned for next week's.
Finishing off the show, we've got Kaylee Wickwire's Lunch and Weather, a modern take on a timeless classic. Well, that is that.
We're done?
Yep, that's all the things.
So it's time?
Well, not yet there, Hotshot. We still have to tell them that they can watch new episodes every week at 5:30 on CTSB 1302 or on our website, mmtv.us, which is also conveniently where they can watch old episodes.
Oh, do you want me to tell them?
Oh, I just did.
Wow, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, well, I guess that's it. I hope you all have a great week. I've been Will McLaughlin.
And I've been Charlie Medeiros. And watch yourselves, everyone, because you've got the great MMTV strike of 2020 that starts next week.
Wait, what did you just call it?
The great MMTV
MMTV
strike of 2020. Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.